And that's why, students, the moon landing is fake. Hey, no! Sit your down.
The bell rung. What's the point of the bell if it doesn't dismiss me?
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. Sit down.
Students, I'm making a stand because the bell does dismiss you. It represents our freedom. So what is the point of a bell if it doesn't dismiss us? Teachers will sit there and think that they have all the power in the world, but right whenever the bell rings, it hits everybody with a certain sense of gratitude and happiness because they've been in class for about 50 minutes and it's been boring and hard and it's a lecture, nothing fun about that.
This is my class, son.
Unless it's a Dr. Silvio lecture. And then the teacher just makes them stay longer, which is just completely not applicable in a world like this. It violates our freedom and it just can't be happening. Not in the 2025. And teacher, what if the fire alarm were to ring? Would you tell me to stay if the fire alarm was ringing?
It's completely different, son.
It's just not completely different. If the school bell rings, it's the same as a fire alarm ringing because both of them represent tragedies because being in school is just, it's rough, it's mentally draining and a fire alarm represents a fire and both of those bells signal that it's time to get out and it's time to go to something new and save yourself from what's affecting you at the time. According to Geneva, this can be classified as psychological warfare, as the bell, it stands for moving on to something new, and that's the one thing behind you has already ended. But over here, teachers think that they can just manipulate this and change it into what they want, just so that they can add 30 more seconds about the moon landing or whatever it is they're talking about. It just can't happen any longer. I'm here to make a stand.
If you leave here, son, you're done at Catholic High.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave because changes can only be made one way, and that starts with the leader. And I'm gonna have to be the leader in this situation because I know what's right, and the bell dismisses me.
You come back here right now. You're done. I'm calling your parents. Get back here.
Although this can vary during any situation, I really do think that the bell does dismiss the students, but obviously this can change, and it depends on what the teacher's teaching and what the information is and how important it really is. Even though most of the time it's important, the bell does represent that we go to our next class or we move on with the day, and we have a set time for every single class period, so teachers should be able to fit the information in during that class period. But I guess sometimes it runs over, and also it can sometimes be selfish because if I have the bell ring in third hour and my teacher wants me to stay later, well, my fourth hour teacher might lose some time and I'll be late to class. And being late to class, at a school like Catholic High, they don't tolerate that. And I don't want to get detention or lunch duties, so sometimes it's not even the student's fault and it can be the teacher's fault. And teachers sometimes are abusive with their power in keeping the students, when really we should just follow the normal protocol and move with whenever the bell rings.